What is up, guys? Denver Nuggets fan 2 back here again, here to do a video for the first time in quite a while. Here to talk about the Denver Nuggets 2011 NBA draft, what we were able to do in the 2011 NBA draft. Kind of just give my thoughts on the picks we made, the trade we made, and give my overall and general thoughts on the 2011 NBA draft for the Denver Nuggets. So I thought it was a great night for us. I thought we had one of the better drafts of any other team. This was the first time we had a pick in the first round and actually made a selection in the first round. I think in about 5 to 6 years. I think our last first round pick, with the exception of Ty Lawson, which we acquired in a trade, but our actual last pick that we made and selection we made in the first round, I think it was Julius Hodge back in 2005 or 2006. So it's been a while since we've actually made a first round selection. Like I said, we did get Ty Lawson in the first round at pick number 18 in 2009, but we acquired that via trade because the T-Wolves actually selected him. So our last selection was Julius Hodge. So it's been a while since we've made a first round selection. As a Nuggets fan, I used to always just kind of put off the draft because we never really were active during the draft. We had second round picks that we just picked a bunch of guys. I had no clue who these guys were, and they never made our team. So it was good to finally see us with the new front office, obviously with our GM Masai Ujiri and Josh Kroenke, their first draft together, actually be active on draft night, value the draft, and make some first round selections, because we had a pick at number 22, which we made a selection with, and we also acquired pick 26 in a 3-team trade. So very active draft night for the Nuggets. Starting with pick number 22, we decided to select Kenneth Faried, forward out of Morehead State. I absolutely love this pick. I think this was a steal. I was shocked that Kenneth Faried fell to number 22. I think he's one of the better prospects in this draft, and I think he was a great value pick for us. I thought Portland was going to take him at number 21. I thought there was a good chance Washington may have took him at number 18, or even the Knicks at 17. So I was just kind of crossing my fingers the whole night as our pick got closer at 22 that these teams would pass on him, and they did, and he fell right into our lap. And I just want to thank every team for passing on him, because I went bananas. I was so excited and ecstatic when we drafted Kenneth Faried, because this is a guy that really, I think, fits in well with our current team, and is going to help us in a vast amount of areas on our team, and as a guy that I've liked from the get-go. I remember watching the Combine when they had the coverage on ESPNU, and you just heard the high praise of this guy, and he was a guy that I've been hoping throughout this whole process that we were going to pick, and the fact that we didn't have to trade up to get him, and he fell right into our lap, and teams like New York, Washington, Portland all passed on this guy. It was we got lucky in a sense, and it's just awesome to have Kenneth Faried here. Obviously, he plays college basketball at Morehead State. He's about 6'7", 6'8". His height has been kind of a mystery. Some people think he's 6'6", some people think he's 6'8". Yeah, he's kind of in between. Like I said, he's about 6'7", 6'8"-ish. He's about 225 pounds, between 225 and 230. He's a two-time Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year. He was the 2010 Ohio Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He was a third-team AP Associated Press All-American last year. Had a great season. Obviously, leading Morehead State to the NCAA tournament. They upset Louisville, ironically, here in Denver at the Pepsi Center. So now he's coming back here to play with the Nuggets. Senior year, he had a great year. Averaged 17.3 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game to go along with 2 blocks and 2 steals. Just had a great senior year, and was a really productive player in college, especially on the glass. Was a phenomenal rebounder, was the best rebounder in college basketball last season and throughout his career. For his career averages at Morehead State, he averaged about 15 points, 12 rebounds a game to go along with about 2 blocks and about 1.6 steals per game. So he was just a really productive player, and like I said, to average 15 and 12 for your career, regardless of what college you go to, is just awesome. He had 86 career double-doubles. That's second only to Tim Duncan, who had 87 for the most career double-doubles in the history, I believe, of NCAA basketball. So that says something right there. When you're on that list with Tim Duncan and you only have 1 less career double-double than him, and you're second all-time on that list, that just shows you the productivity that Kenneth Faried had at Morehead State. 86 double-doubles is crazy. What are some of the strengths of Kenneth Faried's game? We all know about this guy's rebounding. He's a great, relentless rebounder. He's been compared to Dennis Rodman. Not from a personality standpoint. He's actually the complete opposite of Dennis Rodman. He's a very mature guy, very professional guy, likes to work hard, doesn't have the kind of flair and flash, if you will, of Dennis Rodman. Actually got a call from Dennis Rodman. He talked about it. Dennis Rodman saying, "Don't make the same mistakes I did." He reminded me a lot of me, which is awesome. And if this guy can be anything like Dennis Rodman, it'll be a big plus for us. Like I said, his biggest strength is his rebounding. And you just tell by his numbers numbers. I mean, last year averaging 14.5 rebounds per game for his career. He was about 12 rebounds per game at Morehead State. He's just phenomenal on the glass. And the thing is, he's undersized. He's only 6'6", 6'7", 6'8"-ish, wherever he is in that area. But he's got a 7-foot wingspan. So this guy has a great wingspan. He utilizes it very well, and he attacks the glass. And this is a guy that, is really going to help us on the boards. One thing the Nuggets really struggled with last year, and one thing that we had a big problem with, especially in the first round playoff series against Oklahoma City, was we really struggled in defending the offensive glass. We gave up way too many offensive rebounds, and we didn't get a lot of offensive rebounds ourselves. So this guy is immediately going to improve that area. One thing we struggled with the Thunder is Serge Ibaka and Nick Collison killed us on the glass. That wouldn't happen with a guy like Kenneth Faried because he's got such a high motor. He doesn't quit. Like I say, he's relentless on the glass. He's a phenomenal rebounder, and he's going to really help us get a second chance possessions for our team and really help us from a defensive standpoint to defend the offensive glass and not allow teams to get so many offensive rebounds on us. So that is a big plus of adding Kenneth Faried. He's a high energy, high character guy, great person, has a great family, great motor. He does not quit, and he just keeps going. Like I said, a phenomenal work ethic, and he's a really good defender as well. Good shot blocker, like I said, for his career, average about 2 blocks per game at Morehead State. That's all going to help. Also going to help us defensively. We need to get better. This guy comes in and helps us right away. Not only rebounding, which we so desperately needed, and just so desperately showed throughout the season that we needed help with our rebounding, especially in that first round playoff series with Oklahoma City. But he's also going to help us on the defensive end with his shot blocking ability. And he's just a really good one-on-one defender. And he's like I said, a relentless guy. I'm just so excited to have him here. He seems very happy to be here, and his mindset is just awesome. He mentioned in the press conference today, in his introductory press conference that he had for the Nuggets today, that he'd be willing to go to the D League if the coaches wanted him to, which ain't going to happen because he is a first-round pick. He's going to come in right away. He's NBA ready. But that just shows the mindset of this guy. This guy wants to work hard, wants to get better, and wants to do anything to help the team win. And that's what's awesome to have him here. And if he can continue to develop his offensive skills, he's only going to get better. He has a decent jump shot already, so hopefully he can develop that, and our assistant coaches, guys like John Welsh, will help him develop that part of his game, and hopefully he can work on his free throw shooting. That's one of his weaknesses. But overall, I'm ecstatic to have this guy. He's a guy that can come in, be a great role player right away, maybe even start at the 4 if we don't re-sign Kenny Martin, and it just immediately helps us in every single way. Awesome to have Kenneth Faried here. Welcome into Denver with open arms, and I still can't believe we were able to get this. The thing we were able to do on draft night in the 2011 NBA draft, like I said, we were very active on draft night. We had a 3-team trade with the Portland Trailblazers and the newly crowned, I should say, NBA champions Dallas Mavericks. Had a 3-team trade with them. In the trade, we decided to send Raymond Felton to Portland. Dallas acquired Rudy Fernandez from Portland, and we actually got back Andre Miller, who's returning to Denver from the Portland Trailblazers, as well as acquired the 26th pick from the Dallas Mavericks and a future second-round pick, I believe, from Portland. With that 26th pick, the Dallas Mavericks did select forward Jordan Hamilton from Texas. Obviously, like I said, he was traded to us in the 3-team trade. And another steal for us. If you would have told me going into the draft at 1, we would have got Kenneth Faried at 22 and wouldn't have had to trade up to get him, and you would have told me that we would have also got Jordan Hamilton, I would have said you're crazy. I was shocked at how far Jordan Hamilton fell. This is a really talented guy. And this is another guy that's going to help us immediately, as a guy that's ready to go now, and really adds more depth to us at that 3 spot, at the small 4 spot with Gallinari, Chandler, and now Hamilton there. We obviously got to re-sign Chandler, but we have Jordan Hamilton there. He even can play the 2 spot, especially if we don't re-sign J.R. Smith. So this is a really valuable guy, and the fact that he fell as far as he did, and the fact that we were able to acquire not only him and Kenneth Faried in the first round is just it's crazy to me that we were able to do that. It's awesome. I commend Masai Ujiri and Josh Kroenke 100%. I mean, I give them all the credit in the world. What they did in this draft was phenomenal. You look at Jordan Hamilton, like I said, played his college ball at Texas. He's about 6'8", 228 pounds. Only played 2 seasons at Texas. Had a really good sophomore year, averaged 19 points per game, about 8 rebounds and a steal. This guy is a flat-out scorer. He can fill it up. Very talented scorer. Can shoot from the perimeter. Is a very good shooter. Can get to the rack as well. And like I said, is a very underrated rebounder. Averaged about 8 rebounds last season. Good rebounder for his size. Pretty big guy, and is just a really talented offensive player. Obviously, some things he has to work on is his shot selection. He does take some bad shots quite a bit, so that's something he'll have to improve on. We all know George Karl really harps on taking good shots, so that's something he'll obviously need to improve on. But from a talent perspective, this guy's awesome. I mean, his potential is huge. This guy, I think, with the right work ethic, with the right mindset, and with the right coaches that we have in place, He continued to improve on the defensive end. He's a very sound defender and improve on all aspects of his game. This is a guy that I think can be a very, very good player. He sounds ecstatic to be here, which is awesome. And like I said, the fact that he fell to 26 and we were able to acquire him in a trade, just a steal for us. We stole Kenneth Faried at 22, and we stole Jordan Hamilton in this draft. I mean, this is a guy, if you think about it, if he wouldn't have came out this year, probably stayed one more year at Texas for his junior season, then came out, this is a guy that's probably a lottery pick, if not a top 8, 9, 10 pick. So this is a real talented guy. I'm very excited to have Jordan Hamilton here as well. Like I said, if he would have stayed another year in college, he probably was a lottery pick, if not a top 10 pick. So this is a real talented guy, and it's awesome to have him. As I mentioned in that trade as well, we also acquired point guard Andre Miller. We sent point guard Raymond Felton to Portland. Just want to thank Raymond Felton for everything he did in his short stint here in Denver. Wish it could have been longer. It's kind of sad to see Raymond Felton go, but I really just want to say thank you to him for the 25 games he played here in Denver, as well as the 5 games he played in the playoffs with us. He was a big contributor to our team down the last stretch of the season after the trade, and was a really good guy. I think for the most part was very professional, even though I know he didn't want to back up Ty Lawson. Wish he would have changed his mind and demeanor on that and his mindset on that, but he's a starting point guard in this league. I understand that. It's a business. And I just want to say I wish Raymond Felton the best of luck in Portland with the Trailblazers. Awesome to have Dre back. Obviously traded Andre Miller, I believe, back in 06 for Allen Iverson. He was involved in that deal. He was very upset about that deal. I know George Karl was really frustrated about that deal. Was very sad to see Andre Miller go. Now we acquire him about 5 years later, and it's great to have him back. I mean, obviously you're going to miss the youth that Raymond Felton provided at the position, the speed he provides. Those are things that Andre Miller's not going to bring to the table that Raymond Felton did. But from a skill set perspective, pretty even. Andre Miller and Raymond Felton are pretty even when it comes to statistics and their overall game. Like I said, the only real advantages Raymond Felton has is he's a somewhat better shooter, and not by a ton though, from the perimeter, and he's a lot faster. Like I said, he's younger. But Andre Miller's going to bring in veteran leadership, which we so desperately need. I think he's as good, if not a better defender than Raymond Felton. He's got a much better post game. He's much more consistent with his passing. I mean, Andre Miller's a really good passer. He knows where to get the ball and get guys the ball in the right spots. Like I said, it's played under this coaching staff before. That's a big plus. I already know he loves playing with under George Karl, and the city of Denver is always respected and really had a lot of love for Andre Miller. So it's awesome to have Dre back. Like I said, he's going to bring a lot of good things to the table. I also think he's a better rebounder than Raymond Felton. So we added even though we got rid of Raymond Felton, we get back a good veteran point guard, Andre Miller, who's very underrated, and he brings a lot of good things and good qualities to the table. So I'm very excited to have Andre Miller. Like I said, you get that veteran leadership. He's going to back up Ty, mentor Ty. He's going to compete with him as well for that starter spot, but even if he doesn't, he's going to come off the bench, probably still play 25, 30, 32 minutes a game, and just give us quality minutes. And like I said, Andre Miller, very underrated. Get a good rebounding point guard. He's got a great post game, and his passing is something we're really going to need, as well as his veteran leadership. And he just wants to win. He's excited to be back here, and he's a consummate professional, one of the most professional guys in the league. And it's awesome to have Andre Miller back. So I think this was a big acquisition for us, and I think it also helps improve our team. And lastly, we made another trade later in the night, draft night after the draft was over. We made a trade with the Los Angeles Lakers for Chukwudibere Maduabum, I believe is his name. His nickname is Choo Choo. He's from Nigeria, as Masai Ujiri is nicknamed him Choo Choo. He played in the D-League last year. Wasn't a very productive guy last year. Only averaged like a point and a rebound a game, but he didn't play much minutes. He is from Nigeria. Obviously, Masai Ujiri has some ties from there, with him also being from Nigeria. But we made this trade with the Lakers. He was a second-round pick by them. We traded a future second-round, pretty even trade here. This guy's pretty much a developmental guy. He looked really happy to be here in the press conference today. Kind of got a little emotional at one point about actually making the NBA and accomplishing his dream. Awesome to see that. It's awesome to see a guy work hard, accomplish his dream, especially where he came from in Nigeria, where soccer's kind of the big sport there, as he mentioned before. Basketball's not really big. And he's just a development guy. He's very raw, as you heard Fran Fraschilla, I believe, say on the ESPN broadcast. But I'm very excited to have him here as well. He's only 20 years old, I believe, and he's from Nigeria. He's apparently, according to Masai Ujiri, can jump out the gym, so you know we're getting a good athlete here. But I think he's a guy that's probably going to help us down the road, maybe 3 to 4 years from now. Probably send him to the D-League. If not, he'll just probably be more of a practice guy. and hopefully he can work hard in practice, get better every day, continue to improve his overall skills. I think defensively he's already a sound player. So, welcome to Denver, Chukadaberi Maduwabam. We're very excited to have you here, Choo-Choo, and I look forward to seeing what this guy can do as well. Like I said, he'll probably be sent down to the D-League, be more of a developmental guy, if not just be more of a practice player and help our guys out in practice and continue to work hard, get stronger, get better, work hard with our trainer Steve Hess and our assistant coaches to develop his offensive game and continue to be work on his defense. And like I said, hopefully 3, maybe 4 years from now, this guy will become a productive role player for us. So excited to have Choo-Choo here as well. To you guys that enjoy and watch my videos, thank you so much. I know there's only a few of you. There's probably like 5 of you watching this. If you stuck with me through the whole video, I appreciate that as well. I try to cut this video down as much as I can. I know I talk quite a bit, but just kind of want to give my take on everything. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and very excited for the future of the Nuggets, and it's going to be interesting to see these guys develop, and I'm very excited to have all three of these guys here as well as Andre Miller back. So take care, guys, and as always, go Nuggets.